Yo, what's going on, Peter? How you doing, Bikram? Nick Unge is in here. CS, Carson, Mo, Ginger's in here. What's going on, Joe, Mr. Black? What's going on, boys? Let's get right into it. Don't want to take too much of your time. SPY today again opened up, dump all day. That's been the theme. Open up, dump all day. Open up, dump all day. Open up, dump all day. So you guys should be used to it by now. There's a lot of volatility in the markets, a lot of binary events happening. You got the VIX expiry, you had the FOMC next week, you got OPEX going on, and you got the fact that it's September. What's going on, Brian? How you doing? And today we had the pre-market highs and lows. We dumped straight off the highs, and today was extra bearish because, what's up, Maka? Today was extra bearish because we got the CPI numbers and they cooked the book so bad that the inflation numbers were actually in line with inflation, even though everyone knows that inflation is a real thing and all prices are going up across the board. But they fixed the numbers in a way where it looked good for the market. So we got a huge gap up this morning. Obviously did not matter at all. Dumped off right away. Volatility continues. No reason to be afraid. Just to explain some of these lines I have drawn on here, this line right here is for yesterday's low. We held support there. This is the pre-market low. We had some problems getting back through there here and here. And other than that, this is a very important line. The very bottom line where we held today, I will show you guys right now. Just let me get rid of some of these lines. Alright, so I'm going to zoom out now. This is the moving average. I just deleted one of my moving averages. But so this is the longer term chart of SPY. You guys see every time we have a downtrend, we have one huge gap down day where everyone that wanted to sell gets flushed out. Everyone that was long gets flushed out. And it's called a bear trap. So the bears get trapped shorting down here and then they reverse the market hard. As you see, this is a very normal pattern. See this? One down day, two down days, third down day. They just completely gapped it down, flushed out everyone, got new bears trapped, and then ripped it back. So that's what they've been doing every time. One big down day, flush all the people that were long, get more bears stuck inside as a bear trap, and then rip it to all-time highs. Same thing here, big flush down, gap down day, rip it to all-time highs, big flush down, rip it to all-time highs. Same thing here. And is it the same thing here? So the difference now is that we've been running a long time, okay? We've been straight up in a trend. If you go up in the monthly chart, we are due for monthly consolidation. I mean, look at this. Last time we had monthly consolidation was last September. So what month is it right now? September and October were down months last year. And do we get the same reaction this month? So what happened? We had 5 months straight up from the COVID lows. Then we had 2 months of consolidation. This time we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11th month up. So do we break this channel and do we start monthly consolidation? Right now, it just looks like weekly. We're still just grinding up kind of. We need to hold this channel. If we go below this channel, a lot more downside is possible here. Where is my moving averages? There they are. Alright, so the 50-day moving average, if we do break this channel, the 50-day moving average is at 441.96. So main key level to watch tomorrow for if we continue downside. And I told you guys in the group what I'm watching for. 442 is a big support at the 50-day moving average. If we break below there, we're in for at least 2 months of consolidation, in my opinion. So we should be down all of September and October if we break through the 50-day moving average at 442. It might even just flush through the channel, stop at 442 and rip. Anything is possible. I'm not saying I know what's going to happen, but just in my opinion, tomorrow morning if we get a gap down, I'm buying a lot of stuff. If we get a gap up, we should see more controlled selling. So that's just my opinion. Let's just keep watching. We'll play what we see. What's up, BV7? What's up, Vladdy? How you doing? So other than that, still a bullish trend. I mean, longer term, everything is still bullish. No reason to go crazy bearish yet. That's why I'm still kind of neutral. Let's see what happens. QQQ again closed below the pre-market lows as well. So in the beginning of the day, we were really struggling with the pre-market highs. Then we went down, tested the pre-market lows, went back up, couldn't get back to the pre-market highs. Then we struggled with the pre-market lows again. We got a relief bounce, and then we dumped through it. So we closed below pre-market lows. QQQ's weak for the day as well. Daily, almost the same as SPY. We closed below the 21-day. 21 days at 375.28. We closed at 375.18, so we did close below the 21 day. Next level down is the 50-day moving average. The 50-day moving average is also at 368.62 for QQQ. So just watch those 50-day moving averages. If selling continues, that's where you want to see bounces at the 50 days. Other than that, everything, again, long-term, still bullish. XLF closed below some key supports here. What are the supports? So we did break out of that ascending wedge that I was talking about, continued selling off. Today was a very ugly day. This is called a bearish engulfing candlestick on the daily. So yesterday we had a small green day. Today we opened higher, but we closed lower. That's called a bearish engulfing. It's a super bearish candlestick, but we did bounce exactly off the 50-day, or almost exactly off. The low of the day is 37.38 on XLF, which is financials, and the 50-day moving average is at 37.37. So we bounced exactly off the 50-day. Do we hold the 50-day on financials? If we do, it'll be very hard for SPY to dump farther, because as you know, XLF and QQQ have to dump for SPY to dump. If XLF holds up, SPY can hold up. If QQQ holds up, SPY can hold up. So we need both of them to dump for this to mean anything. XLF key level is at 50-day moving average 37.37. We do not want to see a daily close below there. IWM led us on the way up, led us on the way down. Called this out weeks and weeks ago. This is where SPY bottomed last time. When SPY bottomed here on August 19th, we ripped straight up on IWM. We made a bigger percentage move on IWM than we did on SPY, which is why I say IWM leads. Here's August 19th, bottom of SPY. IWM moved a lot more percentage-wise. And when we go down, IWM led the way down as well. So keep an eye on IWM. It usually leads the market, shows us where we're going first. And let's see if it bottomed out here. IWM is actually almost at the 200-day moving average. 200-day moving average is at 216 though. So a lot more, 4 more points down if you want an IWM support. Other than that, it's all resistances from here. If we do reverse, we just got to keep going up. The next resistance for IWM, in my opinion, would be the 50-day moving average at 221.40. Then we have the 21-day moving average at 222.96. So 200-day down 4 points is support. Up 1 point is the 50-day resistance. And up another point from there is the 21-day resistance. So keep an eye on IWM. XES, so this is just SPY futures, SPX futures. I told you guys 44.64, 44.65 zone. This is where I draw the line. So above 44.65, I will take calls. Below 44.64, I'm more focused on puts. Everything just looks like a relief bounce right now. We completely dump. We have a little bounce, and then we dump to lower lows. Little bounce, dump to lower lows. Little bounce, dump to. And we held the lower lows at the end of the day there. 350 crew showing up as T showed us. 350 every day. There's a lot of buyers in the indexes. BTC still not out of the woods. People are talking about it's a nice day. It's a nice day. This big gap down here, still watching my same levels that I gave you guys a week ago. This just looks like a bear flag to me right now. The key levels for me on Bitcoin is I need a daily close above 47341. 47341, need a close above there, or we need a close below 44412. Those are the two levels. Above, a close above, I will go long. A close below, I will short it to the ground. This looks like a dead cat bounce more and more every single day to me. Falling wedges usually have much stronger breakouts than this. Just for example, one of my best trades last year, JWN, that I've shown you guys 100 times. This is a falling wedge, and this is what it's supposed to do. Not this. See, falling wedge, and now it just looks like it's rolling over. So just watch those two levels, draw them on your chart. 47341, 44412 to the downside, all right? SE strong in a red tape today. This is one of my favorite stocks as well. So we announced that me and Ricky are going to go on Thursday. We're going to do a live session. I highly suggest you attend. Because buying equity and leaving it there long term is not all about just buying it and leaving it. You need to buy it at the right price. You need to get in properly. You can't put all your chips in there right away. I, for example, buy in thirds. I think Ricky does as well. But we have different strategies. He's looking for completely different names than I am. I'm looking for growth. He's looking for solid blue chips for cheaper prices. So make sure you attend on Thursday. There's going to be a lot of gems in that one. SE, big run up, obviously. I think the reason I like companies like SE is SE can go 300 to 600 faster than Amazon can go 4,000 to 8,000. So it's the same percentage gain. If I buy 1 share of SE, or let's say 10, if I buy 10 shares of SE at 300, that's $3,000. That means that 3,000 can turn into 6,000 much faster than Amazon can go 3,000 to 6,000. That's why I invest like this. Ricky likes it safer. He likes blue chip companies at cheaper prices. So we'll go over the differences. We'll go over how you should enter equity plays for long term on Thursday. Other than that, SE has a huge gap to fill to 342. And if it's up 3% on a day like today, you know there's a lot of buyers there. There's a lot of hedge funds or institutions loading up this one, and they don't think it's done yet. So let's move on. Let's go to Amazon real quick. Amazon's still in a couple of those 3600s for next week. We did close above my critical support here of 3446. We were dancing around underneath it for a while, but we did close above it. Still, if you look at the longer term time frames, we have 2 weeks left on those calls. Monthly looks absolutely fantastic still, in my opinion. Weekly still looks good, other than last week's candle. Weekly still looks good to me. 3446 is a must hold on 3500. I really wanted to close on Friday above 3500. Let's see what we get. If we close above 3500 on Friday, there's a good chance we make a lot of money in that one. So I'm still holding a bunch of these. I did take a couple off from 16 to 39 as I called out. So I do have a little bit of profit to play with. Otherwise, I would have cut it much faster. Boeing, another turd. I mean, the weekly chart looks set up to go any week now. But again, it's kind of random. There's 9 weeks before this breakout, 21 weeks before this one, 9 weeks before this breakout, 10 weeks before this breakout. And right now we're sitting at about 10 weeks. So let's see if it can hold this support. We did close above the support. 211.18 is a key support on Boeing. And we closed above that. So let's see if we can get a pop tomorrow. That support is just from the hourly. If you guys are wondering, just this previous hourly low right here. And it looks like every time we get down there, it defends it and rips up. So let's see if we continue to hold this one. Boeing might be a play soon. And when it does go, it goes fast. Airbnb, beautiful chart for long term. I love it. I love scalping it. I love it long term. I love the company. And it's a really easy scalp for me. 154.50 is a solid support. I never want to see it under 154.50 ever again. It could come down below it, but I will play it long every time it touches 154.50. That's just because the IPO price was around there as well. So we've been trading this one for more than a year, I think. Airbnb IPO'd more than a year ago. And let's just see. And it's still just hovering around IPO price. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So almost a year old is Airbnb. And we're still trading around that 154.50. If you guys look at strong companies when they IPO, they can do whatever the hell they want. Facebook took a year to break out of its IPO base. So IPO was at 45 bucks on Facebook. 3, 6, 9, 12, 14. So to break IPO highs, it took 15 months for Facebook. Now looking back, how sad would you be if you bought Facebook at IPO at $45 and you sold it? Trading at 376 today. So this is more long term, what I'm teaching you guys right now. Other than that, momentum wise, Facebook, it just looks like it's kind of toppy here. Apple, complete dump off the event. They didn't announce anything groundbreaking. Like I said, what are they going to really announce? The iPhone was underwhelming. No AirPods. Apple Watch looks cool, but I mean, I still have the 6 and it's fine. I'm not going to buy a new one. Nothing really crazy. The more Tim Cook talk, the more the stock went down. We broke that critical support of 148.71. Next support I have on it is 145. So if Apple continues down here, 145 is on watch. The weekly just cooling off the RSI and everything, as is most stocks. The weeklies and monthlies have run up a lot. Jumia, huge gap up this morning. We got almost 100%. I think my options are up 90-ish% this morning. Sold a bunch of them, held some of them just for fun. Gave back all the gains and then some. So we actually closed red today on Jumia, I believe. Yes, we did. We closed red on Jumia, so it's still kind of within this equilibrium. Above 22.15, this one absolutely rips. It looks like today we rejected the 50-day moving average. The CEO bought 1 million shares at market. He didn't even limit order it. He just went on his broker and said 1 million shares, just give them to me. So that's a very bullish sign when the CEO is buying stock, especially at market. Rejected 50-day today. First resistance now, 21.32. Second resistance, today's high, 21.59. Third is 22.15. You guys can write down these numbers if you want. VIH is another short squeeze plays. Big pop today, but we gave most of it back. I think there's like 50 or 60% short interest in this one. So what we need on this one is we need to close above 1070. As soon as we close above 1070, all these shorts since May 11th are going to be underwater. So let's see if we can get another pop on VIH. I'm holding equity, so I'm not too worried about it. It's not going to burn premium or anything. Dawkins is one I wanted to go over. Huge chart, amazing run. Look at this run. I've actually looked into this company a little bit. I haven't done all the research, but this company is a fast grower, and there's big potential for this one. Keep an eye on this one. I will go over it on Thursday for one of my favorite equities long term and where I want to get in at, because right now it's way too extended for me to buy equity up here, which is what I'm talking about. Dawkins is a solid company. I fully believe it'll be over $100 within the next 5-6 months. But do I want to buy it at 77 or do I want to buy it at 60? You know what I mean? Like, do I want to save my 16 bucks or do I want to buy it way up here, wait for a huge dip and then wait for that time? You have to manage your money with time, you know what I mean? If I put it in right now at 75, I could put it in a different stock that's not dipping, that's already dipped. That one runs up, this one dips down. As soon as that one runs up, I sell that one, I buy this one down. So it's all about like getting in at the proper times for long-term plays. DPZ, I like puts on this one. Why do I like puts? Everyone, you guys figured it out. I taught you enough. Huge gap up on earnings. Flagged, didn't go through. It's just kind of coming back down. Looks like it wants to come all the way down here to the gap fill at 476. Closed below the 50-day moving average. As dividends? I don't know. I don't trust TradingView, but it says it has dividends. Just for an example of what you want to see on a power earnings gap, team. Look at this. Earnings gap sideways for a bit and then higher and higher and higher and higher. That's what you want to see on an earnings gap. UPST, earnings gap, and just straight up in a line. DDOG, earnings gap. And does this make the same move as team? I think it does. See, it's almost the same move, and now it just needs 5 straight days up, and it's just like team. So keep an eye on DDOG. It might be next. Neo. Looks like turd shit. I showed you guys this, called out the $35 puts for September 24th. We got a big head and shoulders on this one. Jesus. I used to love TradingView. I hate it now. So we got the left shoulder, we got the head, we got the right shoulder, and do we break down? So break down below this trend line. We should get some follow through. With the market weak, I have no doubt this one will dump. If the market reverses here, then let's see. We'll manage our puts accordingly. ZM, I told you guys not to touch it after that earnings. The valuation is the problem. It's still too highly valued. So what did it do? I even wrote it on here. Look at that. Valuation is the problem. It just shows up. All right, so we had a big gap down on earnings, bear flag, obvious, very obvious bear flag, and then we took out the lows of earnings. So this one is in trouble. Next support down for ZMIC is right here. Let's get a magnet on this one. So next support is 273.30. So we have a 273.20, sorry. 273.20 is the next support on Zoom, which means we have another, what did it close at today? 281. So we have another 8 points down on Zoom possible. If we get an 8-point flush tomorrow, you can go long for an oversold bounce. But other than that, I don't really like the chart. It looks broken to me. And this is much like the Neo chart here. Obviously, earnings could have gone either way, but you guys get the point. So that's a head and shoulders breakdown. It was earnings. I can do like 2 or 3 more charts. No, that's not the problem. That's why we have patience here, Mr. PMG. I already have a bunch of stuff in my equity account, including genomics that I will not touch. I will only buy dips. But what we're going over on Thursday is you don't have to wait. You just set alerts or you set limit buys. And if I'm buying, let's just go over one thing here. All right, if I'm buying 1/3, let's go over a chart actually. Okay, so I love CRISPR. I love genomics in total. We broke through this little support here. So now, since we broke through the daily support, we're gonna zoom out a little bit more. I don't like Uber, I'm not gonna go over it. Ricky can go over it. He likes equity on that one. See, now we're gonna look for a different support. So weekly, this still could be support, technically. Right here I draw support, right here I draw support. So these were the inflection points or the turnaround points. See this huge dump on the weekly right here? So 95.11 is one entry, and right here 113 is another entry. So what I would do is, if I'm buying equity on CRISPR, obviously we're gonna go over this a lot more on Thursday for our premium members, but 113 would be my first limit buy. Why is this an arrow? God damn it. So if I'm buying equity on CRISPR, let's say I want to put 10 grand into CRISPR. I'm just throwing out imaginary numbers. 10 grand I want to put into CRISPR, right? What am I going to do? I'm going to buy 33 worth. I'm going to buy 1/3 of it at the first support, which was 113. So I'm going to put a limit order in 113 by $3,333 of CRISPR. Okay. Other than that, next buy 333. Jesus, it's been a long day, guys. My bad. 333. I'm gonna buy at 90. The next support at $95. And then the third buy, I will set up even lower. So if I get like some kind of flush or something, I'll get a solid DCA. And this is how you should DCA into your long-term equity holds instead of buying all at once. I'll do AMC and then I'm out. I'm super tired. AMC is screaming to be shorted in my opinion. It's still holding the levels. There's a lot of people stuck in this one. They bought way back here. They're still holding. I know personally because a lot of my friends have hit me up. They think, they ask me every day, is AMC going to come back? Should I sell it? But obviously, these are all short squeeze plays. These are not long-term holds, in my opinion. Could be wrong. Obviously, people back here thought it was a long-term hold. Look where they got stuck in at. So everyone that bought up here is still underwater. Anyone that bought above 50 bucks is still underwater on AMC. They're scared. They don't know when to sell. They don't know if they should hold it forever. And right now, it is holding the levels pretty good. I was just telling Ricky today, if the market decides to roll over, these GME and AMCs and all this stuff, it's going to be taken off first. It's going to sell off very fast. Why? Because when people want to take risk off, they take off the riskiest stocks first. Okay, so AMC, GME, Clover, all these meme stocks, they're going to be sold first because they would rather hold their safe blue chips than they would growth names or meme stocks through a correction, if a real correction comes on SPY. I'm not saying this little 5% correction will be a market collapse or anything, but when the market does correct, people first sell off their meme stocks, growth stocks, and the companies that aren't making too many revenues. The last thing they sell is the FANGs, the Amazons, the Apples, the Facebooks, the Googles, the Nvidias, the Pepsis, the Coca-Colas, the dividend stocks. Those are the last ones that sell off. The first ones are always IWM small caps, meme stocks, growth stocks, all right? So that's how exactly CJ fit. IWM goes first. That's why I always say IWM usually leads the market up or down. So watch it for clues. Thank you guys for attending. Make sure you attend on Thursday. There's going to be a lot of gems in there. I'm making a list of the companies I like long term and what prices I like. And you might even get limit orders from me. I might even put them in live on Thursday. Thank you guys for attending. I'll see you guys tomorrow.